Welcome back to the SMT YouTube channel. In today's video, we discuss the Verizon and Frontier deal. It's not all rosy. There is some pushback. There are some problems. We just did a video on the situation in West Virginia, and I made my position very clear on how things are looking there. Obviously, you get the regulations part done with respect to the federal folks, right? So like FCC and such. That's not the problem. At this point, it's going to be like state utility commissions. It's going to be the states. It's going to be the representatives and things like that. But looks to me like things are getting a little bit nasty between Verizon, Frontier in terms of the deal they have in place with Verizon acquiring Frontier, all its assets, customers. But the state of California, specifically the Public Utility Commission, slamming Verizon and Frontier and accusing them of being evasive, deficient, and possibly misleading in answers to state regulatory diversity, equity, and inclusion elements. All right, and then all of this because Verizon wants to acquire Frontier in a $20 billion transaction. Now, the commissioner of the CPUC is the one pointing and placing these accusations on Verizon, saying that the replies from Verizon in questioning are evasive and deficient. Okay, so I want to put a name and an organization to these claims. For what it's worth, Verizon's trying to get this deal approved, and it took the removal of the DEI program and all of their elements that they were using within the company in order for them to get this deal. And the CPUC seems to be pushing back on those things and saying, like, whatever responses Verizon have are unacceptable, inadequate, or whatever the case may be. I don't know specifically to the issue that the state is pushing here. I'm not really sure, outside of the fact that they should be focusing on things that have to do with the connectivity, that have to do with the network upgrading, that have to do with connecting folks. I mean, this is an opportunity for the state of California to really force the hand on Verizon to upgrade infrastructure, put together requirements that would help the state, that would help people. We know about the situation in decommissioning copper, right? We know about AT&T, Frontier, I'm sure is a lot of the same problems or issues. But like, I'm looking at the focus here. What are we actually talking about, right? Like, Frontier is a very large provider within the state of California. It behooves the state to focus on the things at hand. How much are you going to do to try to rock the boat against federal mandated initiatives, especially when removing DEI has already been established? Like, I don't know what they're really trying to fight here. It almost feels like it's going to be fruitless. It feels like it's a waste of time and energy, although I'm not surprised. I've seen similar efforts go wasted in New York. I've seen the same thing happen in California. I remember with Xavier Becerra. I remember the same situation with Letitia James in New York when they were opposing the Sprint and T-Mobile merger but didn't offer any concessions or make any deals. Or if they did, they weren't worth a damn. I don't see anything really playing out nicely for the folks in those states. But, I think they just need to have focus here and just approach this from the networking piece. Approach this from connectivity focus. I'll continue to track this because obviously, you need to get all state approvals, right? If you're going to do business within the United States, you have to do business within each state. It's messy. It's bad. Obviously, the CPUC is the largest, most powerful. They're probably going to offer the greatest amount of pushback to this deal. I'm not really sure about the other ones. I'm just tracking it as the news drops. But with these claims of the CPUC onto Verizon, might want to work something out here and figure things out and get this thing going sooner rather than later. I know Verizon wants to close this thing out Q1 or early 2026. We'll track it. We'll continue to see what happens, but let me know your thoughts and opinions on this situation. Drop me those comments. Like, share, subscribe. Check out some more videos. We'll see you guys soon on the next one.